Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So it's okay to get triggered. It is okay to get triggered. Today, I was triggered. I was triggered by somebody's comment on Facebook and private message this person who I know, and there's no need to talk about details. I decided just the purpose of this is talk about being triggered. And, it's not something that really happens to me often anymore. And if I do, I either run a positive shift or do the work and things that I talk about with my coaching. I've talked about here in the podcast as well, and just really examine that thought, right? Examine the reason why I'm getting triggered or what I'm supposed to see from it. Because really, all these experiences in life, getting triggered, feeling joy, feeling sadness, being in the shit, feeling pain, feeling bliss, they're all things for us to see in those experiences. And it's not about just looking for the positive or what's the silver lining. Like, that's just, personal development, self-help, woo-woo bullshit. That doesn't mean anything. Like, really, what am I supposed to see in this? And what I realized from this interaction with this person, without actually having to go and use those two tools yet, is what was most important for me in this situation was to create really clear boundaries.
Because a lot of scientists don't.
Really clear boundaries. Like, this is not okay. What you did. You and I know each other, dude. This is not okay. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay. And, there's times that you can see stuff with people. Like, let me give you an example. My kids, right? My son Tyson will sometimes be doing the I hate you, mom. And I know it's like he's tired, he's exhausted, he's not getting what he wants. He's triggered, right? And he'll go to a place of defensiveness or wanting to hurt back. And, I'd say a lot of those times it's stuff that doesn't affect me. If there's a lot of it, though, then that's it. Now it's a line has been crossed, right? So you can maybe have situations that come up with people and, give them a little bit of grace, right? Just be like, oh man, they must be having a bad day, or something's off, or this isn't really like them. And, you don't have to be on someone every single time that you see something that you don't agree with or that does not, it's not cool for you. And especially if it's something kind of like small, right? But if you were seeing a pattern or it's something that is a bigger one, however you define that, then what's come clear from me in my life and with the clients that I work with, that it is necessary to state clear boundaries. And here's the funny part of that too, for some people, they don't even really know, because you've set up these boundaries and you expect they're supposed to be able to read your mind and know what that is. So when the boundary gets crossed, you're pissed and they're like, well, I didn't know. And you might even think that it makes logical sense, right? It's common sense. They should know not to do these things. They should know that it's not cool, it's not okay, it's not appropriate. You can't make those assumptions though, sister. Like, you can't. There's so much trouble that you get into within your own life, like as you, by having expectations, by expecting people to read your mind. And so why does this happen? Well, because it's hard to do this stuff. It's hard to confront. Right? There's all sorts of stories that you can play in your mind about what that means if you do, and how they might perceive you, and how they see you, and what will happen within the friendship, and all this kind of stuff. It's not easy to have these conversations. But if you're clear on the things you want within your life, and that's going to involve people, unless you're a hermit, you got nobody in your life, but that's the way the world works. We connect with people. Those boundaries can never even be with yourself, by the way. You can't be crossing boundaries you set for yourself. How many times have you set the alarm saying, I'm going to get up early and journal and do more and meditate and work out, and then hit the snooze, and made all sorts of excuses, justifications, and lies as to why you didn't do it. Boundaries. And the boundaries are going to be designed around having clarity on what you want. So that clarity on what you want needs to happen first, right? I'm clear on what I want, that when I interact with people, it can't be these kind of interactions. That when I have interactions with the people that matter to me in my life, that I want to feel energy off of that. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel like I'm either contributing value to them or they're giving it to me. Not that I leave it and I feel stressed, the conversation, I feel drained. That just does not work for me. It doesn't get me what I want within my life. Clarity of what those boundaries are, communicating those to the people within your life. And this can be baby steps. Because listen, for you and for a lot of the women that are part of the Women Wanting More tribe, you have not communicated this. So if you suddenly go in with your laundry list, like you hold it up and it's this long scroll that kind of like unravels down towards the ground of like, and another thing, and this, and that, like just don't blow them away. Start small. Maybe with your kids, with your husband, with friends, with family. Start small. I'm not okay with these things. I would love to have a powerful conversation with you. Your relationship, our relationship together matters to me. And in order for me to get what I want, I would love to share with you what it is I really need. And I would love to give you the space for you to share what you need. Now, I know at first these kind of conversations, they seem like weird, right? Like can I have your permission to, can I share with you? Can I, like, it sounds like kind of rehearsed in something out of therapy, right? Like, I get it. It's going to sound really weird at first. But it's honest, right? It's honest stuff. You're not holding on to shit. It doesn't become passive aggressive. You don't snap back later because of things that you haven't said. Now with this particular person, there was some stuff that I've seen before in comments and I kind of let it go. It wasn't it's not that I didn't, how should I word this? I did not want to have the conversation. It didn't come from that place. It was just like, that's just him being him. Like, whatever. But again, it was the repeated of this. I was just like, okay, now it's done. Now there's been a line that's been crossed. Now it involves not just me, but somebody else. And it's like, no, we're having the conversation now, even though if it's over Facebook Messenger, because I'm here and he's in a different part of the world than where I am. Clear boundaries, sister. So here's your more tip for today. I want you to pick one person in your life. The one person that's coming to you right away. Don't try to pick somebody else. Like, what is the first person that comes to mind when you've been hearing this conversation about setting clear boundaries? And I want you to talk to them within the next 24 hours. Ask for their permission, right? This isn't about shoving stuff down people's throats and saying, well, you're going to listen to me and this is what No, it doesn't come from that space. It's like, can I have 5 minutes of your time? There's something I would really love to talk to you about that it's really important to me. And I want to be the best wife to you. I want to be the best mother to you. I want to be the best sister, the best friend. And it's just really important that I just share this with you. Do you have 5 minutes right now? Or scheduling a time for that, right? Hey, can you talk tonight? Like, it's all good. I mean, don't freak them out, right? Especially your husband, like, hey, can we talk tonight? They're like, oh my God, what's going to go down, right? They start to get all sorts of thoughts of what they think that's going to be. But just like, hey, it's all good stuff. It's just something's become really clear to me and I would love to share it with you. Can we sit down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes tonight and have that conversation? Would that be okay with you? So permission first. Calm, right? Calm with that, because it might be something that could get heated. And maybe it does get heated. That's okay. Sometimes heated is okay and necessary. But I'm going to encourage you to really stay and keep your ground and just to stay calm in that. There's so much more that happens. There's so much more influence that you have from a state of calm than from a state of anger. And again, there can be place for anger. There can be place for being pissed off. There can be place for, sadness and sharing from that space. Absolutely. But pick one thing, start with something small, and create that boundary with that person in the next 24 hours. That's it. This is powerful. This is the beginning of you standing up for yourself, sister, of you having clarity on what you really want and making sure that others that have the privilege, yes, the privilege of being part of your life, that they're really clear on what matters to you and you're really open and receptive and willing to hear what's really important and what matters to them and what they need in the relationship. So I will talk the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.